All right. Hello and welcome to Terminal House Media. I am the operator, and in today's stream, I'm going to continue where I left off. So I'm going to restart my code space, and we're going to begin reading and learning about an introduction to collaboration, following my journey of going through GitHub. Um, and you can see the disclaimer where this is purely just a place for me to be able to read, study, learn without a lot of expectations. And, I'm just kind of building a foundation of where I want to be and where I want to go right now. So some of these streams will be a little bit boring. But what I will say is I've been doing a lot of reading off camera that hopefully in time the labs they will become a lot more interesting and intriguing. Um, but right now it's about trying to build a foundation that allows me to showcase my work. So that is the purpose of this. So we're going to go ahead and transition over. We are currently at 15 subscribers, and I'm grateful for that. If you have any questions or any comments that you want to leave, you can put that in the message board, and that'll appear in the live session, and it'll appear on my account so that I can respond and answer questions or whatever you may need be. All right, so let's get into it and start doing some reading. So we got Introduction to Collaboration. So nice work. You've mastered local Git operations, and our game is now safe to experiment deploying new features. But the really fun development happens in teams, not alone. That is another exercise. But let's start exploring the topic. Theory. Git collaboration concepts. Since branches provide powerful parallelism to work on different features independently, a natural extension is to enable multiple people to work in parallel. At the beginning, we mentioned Git is a distributed version control system. This means it can share changes with other copies of the same directory or repository. What does collaboration look like? Here's a typical workflow. Copy a repository to your local machine called cloning, create branches and develop new features, publish your changes to a remote repository somewhere others can also access called pushing. Other developers decide if they like your changes. If so, they merge them into their version of the project called pooling. Additionally, you might proactively ask another developer to integrate your changes into their copy called a pull request. Activity quick review. Answer one-click questions for Mona, and she will share the final review. What is your favorite feature of Git? It's free and open source. I don't need internet to use it. I can use it with any operating system. The detailed history, if I write good messages, that I might never write final really.zip ever again. This, that I might never write final underscore zip.zip ever again. And I mean, it's only somewhat free and open source, right? Because there is a pay tier. So, and at some point in time, you're going to want to push it to the internet. I do like the fact that I can practically use it with any operating system. All right. Cool. Congratulations, you've completed this exercise and learned the fundamental concepts of Git version control. How awesome. In this exercise, you learned the fundamental concepts of Git version control and gained hands-on experience with essential Git operations. You now understand how to track changes. Sorry. GitHub is actually giving me a notification. Anyways, you now understand how to track changes, work with branches, and prepare for collaborative development. Here's a recap of your accomplishment. Configure Git and understood version control principles. Create a repository, stage changes, and make commits, explore project history, and compare file changes. Worked with branches for safe experimentation. Learn collaboration concepts in Git hosting services. Want to keep going? Try one of these other exercises, review pull requests, resolve. Congratulations, you finished the exercise. We've updated the repository with a couple of changes to highlight your success. Return to repository home to see your progress. Sure. All right. Well, thank you all. Congratulations, Terminal House Media. So our progress that we started, I guess, on Sunday for this module has been completed. So let's go back to explore GitHub skills. And let's go to learning pathways. All right, welcome back, operator. So we need to do introduction to GitHub Copilot because we are in the GitHub Foundations part, right? And we're not 8% through here. So what we'll do is dismiss that. Oh no! Now it says I'm 68% done. Let's go back over here. GitHub Foundations Part 1 of 8. Continue introduction. No, man. How do I go back? Oh, here we go. Introduction to Copilot. 6 minutes remaining. No way. There, I didn't even start. How do I just... Oh, here we go. All right. So, introduction to Copilot, 7 units. We can finish that tonight. So, introduction to GitHub Copilot. Let's start that. Introduction. GitHub Copilot is an AI-powered developer assistant that helps you work faster and with greater confidence throughout the software development lifecycle. Copilot uses the context of your code and comments to help generate code, explaining existing logic, refactor implementations, fix bugs, and write tests, all directly from your development environment. Research finds that when GitHub Copilot helps developers code faster, they can focus on solving bigger problems, stay in the flow longer, and feel more fulfilled with their work. OpenAI created the generative pre-trained language model in GitHub Copilot, powered by OpenAI Codex. An extension is available for Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio, NeoVim, and the JetBrains suite of integrated development environments, IDEs. Learning objectives. By the end of this module, you'll understand how GitHub Copilot can help you write, understand, and improve code by providing context-aware suggestions, explanations, and code generation. Understand the various ways to trigger GitHub Copilot. Comprehend the differences between GitHub Copilot Free, Pro, Business, and Enterprise. Know how to configure GitHub Pilot. Know how to troubleshoot GitHub Copilot. In a way, this seems like marketing as to buy another one of our products. Prerequisites. We have a good GitHub account and we understand the basic understanding of GitHub fundamentals. So we're ready for this. All right. Unit 2 of 7. GitHub Copilot, your AI pair programmer. 2 minutes. It's no secret that AI is disrupting the technology industry. AI is shaping how development teams work and build software. These advancements in AI can enhance the productivity of developers around the world. The addition of AI features to the developer tools that you use and love helps you collaborate, develop, test, and ship your products faster and more efficiently than ever before. GitHub Copilot is a service that provides you with an AI pair programmer that works with all of the popular programming languages. Recent research by GitHub and Microsoft shows that developers experience measurable productivity gains when using GitHub. Recent research by GitHub and Microsoft, recent research by the people that will profit off of, anyways, if you get what I'm saying. All right. Recent research by the ones who would profit off of the research producing good outcomes. Seems a little bit of biased research, but on real world projects and tasks. Since its launch, developers have reported the following benefits while using GitHub Copilot. 46% of new code now written by AI, 55% faster overall developer productivity, 74% of developers feeling more focused on satisfying work. I'm not sure how true that is. When I use it, I get a headache. I'm very nervous. Things break. I end up spending way more time fixing what was broken simply because it's just not fully aware. There's so many gaps. All right. But Microsoft developed GitHub Copilot in collaboration with OpenAI. GitHub Copilot is powered by the OpenAI Codex system. OpenAI Codex has broad knowledge of how people use code and is more capable than ChatGPT 3. In code generation, OpenAI Codex is more capable in part because it was trained on a data set that included a larger concentration of public source. Well, I don't know why they're comparing it to GPT-3. GitHub Copilot is available as an extension for VS Code, Visual Studio Code, Vim, NeoVim, and the JetBrains suite of IDEs. GitHub Copilot features GitHub Copilot started an AI pair programmer that keeps developers in the flow by auto-completing comments and code, but AI-powered auto-completion was just the starting point. Here are some features of GitHub Copilot that truly make it a modern developer tool. With these features, GitHub Copilot is more than just an editor. It's becoming a readily accessible AI system through the entire development lifecycle. Copilot Chat. GitHub Copilot includes an interactive chat experience directly inside supported editors like Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio, and others. With chat, you can ask questions about your code, get explanation about logic or errors, generate tests or documentation, explore how to implement new features. The chat understands your code context and response back to your project. Now, the only thing that I have that is going on, like I keep reiterating throughout this is a lot of marketing. I don't think this is good documentation because it assumes it basically is indicating that you know that it's not really capable of all these things because it's not. Then once you do, you put all the trust in it and it fails, then you look stupid. But don't trust all this. Copilot pulls request summaries. When you open a pull request, Copilot can automatically generate a summary description of the changes. This helps reviewers understand intent, reduces the work in writing PR text, and improves clarity and collaboration. Copilot Code Review Assistance. Copilot can assist in code review workflows by suggesting potential issues to look at, describing changes, pointing out edge cases, and proposing improvements for reviewers. This helps speed up review cycles and reduce manual overhead. Copilot for the CLI. Command line interface. Next to the editor and pull request, the terminal is a place where developers spend the most of their time. However, even the most proficient developers need to scroll through many pages to remember the precise syntax of many commands. The GitHub Copilot command line interface allows you to ask for command suggestions, code snippets, generate shell scripts, understand output or errors, generate and improve projects from the CLI. Copilot Spaces provide a dedicated, I'm kind of interested in that CLI because maybe it can help generate some nice bash scripts or even some nice Ansible playbooks. But Copilot Spaces provide a dedicated place to collaborate with AI on a project. In Spaces, you can explore project structure, ask high-level planning questions, refine requirements, iterate designs. Spaces are a context-rich environment where Copilot retains knowledge of your repository and workflows. Copilot Cloud Agent. The Copilot Cloud Agent acts as an autonomous AI assistant. It performs multi-step coding tasks based on your instructions. You can ask it to generate multiple related files, implement a feature set, building scaffolding from a specification, and Copilot executes these tasks under your direction, helping you complete complex workflows faster and stay in the flow. Subscription plans. GitHub Copilot. See, y'all just had earlier inside this stream, you're saying, oh, free and open source. Yeah, that's what I meant. GitHub Copilot is available in several plans, each offering different capabilities for individuals, teams, and organizations. Yeah. My gosh, you guys are killing me with all this. Take your money everywhere you go. Empty your pockets. It's just like a stick up. All right, GitHub Copilot free. GitHub Copilot allows individual developers to get GitHub Copilot at no cost to get started. Open Visual Studio Code and then click sign in. I'm pretty positive the free version sucks. So let's look at key features. Code completions and supported editors, limited monthly completions and chat requests, and access to advanced AI models. Yeah, like I said, the free version is a piece of crap. Limited monthly completions and chat requests. So in other words, you're gonna use it, you're gonna depend on it, then they siphon you in and force you to end up having to pay. All right, Copilot Pro. I bet you you're gonna pay and still need to pay more. GitHub Copilot Pro is designed for individual developers who want enhanced capabilities beyond the free plan. Higher usage limits, priority access to AI models, advanced code suggestions and expectations, integration with supported IDEs, automated test generation, and code explanation features. Notice integration with IDEs is not in the free feature. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm having a big disgust towards these big companies taking all of our money. Copilot Pro Plus includes all the features when we're pretty much programming the application. Oh my God, whatever. Let's not go there. Let's just finish this, operator. Copilot Pro Plus includes all the features of Copilot Pro with additional access to premium model usage and priority performance on high demand resources. So what does Copilot Pro not come with? Additional access to premium model let's say that again. What does GitHub Copilot Pro not come with? Additional access to premium model usage and priority performance on high demand resources. All right. Well, what does GitHub Copilot Pro Plus not come with? Well, it doesn't come with the ability for a business or organizations to manage Copilot access and benefit from additional security compliance features. So in other words, all right, you're going to be lacking some security and compliance features with Pro Plus. Oh my gosh. All right. What else? You got security, vulnerability filtering, code referencing, and public code filtering, IP indemnity, enterprise grade security, safety, and privacy chat in IDE and mobile filter. GitHub Copilot Enterprise. GitHub Copilot Enterprise is designed for large organizations and enterprises that require advanced capabilities, deeper integration, and enhanced personalization. Why wouldn't we all desire that? All right. Let's go ahead and GitHub Copilot, your AI pair programmer. AI is disrupting the technology industry and is shaping how development teams work and build software. Well, you can build software for free using GitHub Copilot. The key features in the free program, you get code completions and supported editors, limited limited monthly completions and chat requests. And you get access to advanced AI models. Wow, how cool. But look, there's a Pro Plus, a business, and an enterprise. Well, if you're getting Pro, why you need Pro Plus? And if you have Pro Plus, why isn't Pro Plus business? And why isn't business enterprise? So this is a load of crap, right? And this is a load of crap. And this is a load of crap. However, in order to get premium request capacity, right? In order to get additional security and compliance features, you have to go all the way down to enterprise. Wow, look what you get with enterprise. But who can afford this capability? Not I. So here I am at the free tier, which is why I am learning and I am doing my very best to not depend on AI, because who can afford to pay to program AI for the future? I'm not helping you take my money, but I do appreciate the tools that you provide. So thank you. All right, cool. Next unit, interact with Copilot. This unit explores ways that you can maximize your interaction with GitHub Copilot in your development environment. By understanding the services, features, and capabilities, you learn how to use it effectively. The following sections describe the various ways to trigger and use GitHub Copilot, along with examples and shortcuts to help you get the most out of it. Inline suggestions. Inline suggestions are the most immediate form of assistance in Copilot. As you type, Copilot analyzes your code and context to offer real-time code completions. This feature predicts what you might want to write next and displays suggestions in a subtitle, unobtrusive way. In a subtle, sorry, it says subtitle, in a subtle, unobtrusive way. The suggestions that Copilot offers appear as grayed out text ahead of your cursor. To accept a suggestion, select the tab key or the right arrow key. To reject a suggestion, keep typing or select escape. All right. Here's an example. Awesome. I'm not going to copy that. Or am I going to copy that? Copy that in, let's, I don't know. I thought they were going to open up code spaces again, but I guess not. All right. So let's see. Command palette. The command palette provides quick access to the various functions in Copilot so you can perform complex tasks with only a few keystrokes. Open the command palette in Visual Studio Code by selecting Control-Shift-P or Command-Shift-P. Enter Copilot to see commands. Select actions like explain this or generate. All right. I'm going to try to bring up my Visual Studio Code, so I'll be right back. And it should only take about 5 minutes tops. All right, so cool. All right. That actually only took 1 minute. All right. So we've got VS Code back open. And let's go ahead and is it Control Shift P? No, that just opened up a new page for open command palette in Visual Studio. Control Shift P. I don't see this command palette. Control Shift P. Control Shift P. Nope. All right, I'm going to use actual Visual Studio Code. And all right. Let's minimize that. You got Visual Studio Code and do Control Shift P. Manage accounts. All right. So it's very interesting. My other monitor just went out. All right, just a second. Little technical difficulties. That's so odd. Just a second. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. That was a little confusing and scary. I don't know why my second monitor just went out. But I am glad we are back. So let's focus back in. It is doing something crazy. All right. So what we want to do is we were trying to see what Control Shift P did, and it seems like it brings up like accounts to manage. So I'm going to bring back open here and do account. So yeah, Control Shift and P. Just keeps on opening up they need to figure out how to show and run commands. Oh, here we go. My second monitor just went out again. I think it may be overheating. Um, Man, that's how I'm doing a lot of this stream right now. I may have to. This is not cool. I think I'm gonna have to end my stream, unfortunately, because I can't monitor what's going on. But I will add the timestamps. I will continue studying, and then I will see what's going on with my monitor. It seems like there's always something. I'm trying to make a lot of progress. I'm trying to do a lot of things. So many obstacles. All right. Later, guys. Have a good night.